The Labor Day weekend from Fenway Park, the Tampa Bay Rays are in town. Game 1 is coming your way next. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. We've seen so many new faces this year in the Red Sox roster with the rash of injuries in 2010 to this addition to the Red Sox. The question was, who was left at AAA to come up? Tonight we found out Lars Anderson making his Major League debut. Originally an 18th-round pick of the Red Sox in 06, his 4th season in the organization. This year he had .355 in 17 games where he started in AA Portland, moved up into Pawtucket where he had 10 and 15 total home runs this year. His 4th year in the minors, 6'5", left-handed first baseman, had 53 home runs in 501 games in his career, ranked as the 4th best prospect in the Red Sox organization. Terry Francona, the manager, tells us more about Lars Anderson.
Lars, he tore up AA, went to AAA and started kind of slow, and then really kind of got it going. Worked on his defense, and I think hit 10 home runs in AAA, and I think 15 for the year. And so, if you're asking how we're going to use him, I honestly don't know the lineups. Obviously tonight we're a little younger than we probably anticipated going into the series, but for a lot of reasons. But, depending on how we play and, our health of our guys, we'll always try to do the right thing.
We welcome in Jerry Remington. Jerry, the Tampa Bay Rays are here. A very tough task ahead for the Red Sox against the Rays.
Well, they have been a very good road team all season long, the best in the major leagues with a 40-27 record. And, of course, they've also done very well against the Boston Red Sox. You look at their rankings in the Major League Baseball, but against Boston, 5-1 at Fenway Park this season. And in 6 games at Fenway this season, the Rays starters have a 2.5 ERA compared to the Red Sox starters, who have a 6.21 ERA against Tampa right here at Fenway Park. So, a couple of weeks ago, this may have been a very big series as you come to Fenway Park to play the Tampa Bay Rays, but they've dominated here this season. They've had an excellent record against the Red Sox right here at Fenway Park. So we'll see what happens. If the Red Sox can win tonight behind Leicester, tomorrow it becomes interesting. If they win tomorrow, it becomes more interesting the next day.
We'll see how it all shakes down. We're back with more from Fenway Park as we get ready for Game 1 of the 3-game series from Fenway.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2. Checking.
Legend. Back-to-back September starts. Louis pitched 7 2/3.
Am I good?
Innings against Detroit, followed by a 2-0 shutout over Jim.
John Lester looking for win number 16 of the year. It's game one of the three-game series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Well, the Red Sox and Rays, a crucial series, obviously, for the Red Sox. They're 7.5 games back of the Rays in the wild card chase and in the American League East at the moment. As we look inside, the game notes brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. John Lester will be making his 58th career start at Fenway Park tonight. Be looking for his 30th career win at the park. Only 3 other active pitchers have 30 or more wins at home: Tim Wakefield, Derek Lowe, and Josh Beckett. The addition of Lars Anderson to the lineup today makes the 49th player to make an appearance for the Red Sox this season. There have been 28 position players, 20 pitchers. Robert Cuello was selected to the roster yesterday but did not pitch. He'll make it 50. Jeff Neiman will be making his third start since coming off the DL. The first 2 have not gone well. 0-2 with 18.36 earned run average. Old friend Rocco Baldelli is back with the Tampa Bay Rays, and with more, here's Heidi Watney.
Yeah, Don, Rocco Baldelli hit a pinch hit 2-run home run last night. It was his first major league at-bat this season. It has been a challenging year for the 28-year-old who started out the season not playing because of a shoulder surgery. He has worked his way all the way back to the Rays now, but he says it's been a difficult year.
I didn't know if I'd be back playing. I was traveling around, seeing all the minor league teams and still working out and hoping. And earlier this July, I think it was in July, I went out and started playing games in high A, and it took a little while to get back into the swing of things, but I feel pretty good right now, and I'm happy.
Baldelli played 63 games for the Red Sox last season. He batted .253 with 7 home runs and 23 RBI. Don.
Thanks, Heidi. Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays coming up next from Fenway. By Southwest Airlines, New England Subaru dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, New England Ford dealers, Taco Bell, Land Rover, and by Amway. Hey, good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park, the first of 3 games between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Red Sox have taken the field, so let's check out the visiting Rays starting 9. B.J. Upton leads it off. He is in center field with Jason Bartlett at shortstop, Carl Crawford in left field, it's Evan Longoria at third base, with Carlos Pena at first base, Sean Rodriguez at second base to bat 6th. Rocco Baldelli is the DH batting out of the 7th spot, with Ben Zobrist in right field batting 8th, and Kelly Shopik doing the catching for the Tampa Bay Rays. On the mound for the Red Sox is John Lester, his 28th start of the year. He's 15-8 with a 3.27 earned run average, 145 hits allowed, 186 strikeouts. Opponent sitting at 226. He is 8-3 lifetime against Tampa Bay, and last time out a victory against the Orioles in a 6-inning effort, giving up 5 runs but had 10 strikeouts. Against Tampa Bay here at Fenway Park tonight for Game 1 of this 3-game series. Has a 3.86 ERA in his career against the Rays. And here we go. B.J. Upton in on the right side. And the first pitch of this one misses outside, ball 1. B.J. Upton, part of the changing roster and lineup for the Rays. Always looks a little bit different, and this one's got B.J. Upton at the top of it, as this one is quickly driven by Beltre, who is in on the grass at third base. And the speedy B.J. Upton is aboard to begin the ball game at first.
Yeah, B.J. Upton came into the game a 167 hitter against John Lester. But he gets that fastball down and in, and with Beltre playing in on the grass, it quickly gets by him for the base hit. So at first base right now, 37 steals.
Lead runner on here for the Rays in the first inning. Jason Bartlett, the batter. Hitting at .252, 3 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Rays in second place for the 6th consecutive day, as they are 2 games back of the Yankees, who were beaten today by the team that Joe Madden had trouble with the last couple days, the Orioles. Baltimore going into New York today and winning, so it's 2 games back for Tampa Bay in the American League East. Look at Joe Madden's record, his 5th season. And of course, got to the World Series in 2008. Check on first, and Upton going to be going the wrong direction, but he does get back.
Well, we mentioned, the 37 steals for Upton. The Rays lead the American League in stolen bases. He's got 37. Kyle Crawford has 41.
Check, and Upton back to the bag easily.
We saw B.J. Upton lead off in 1 game in that series down in Tampa, and then was moved to the bottom of the lineup after that.
Yeah, he was batting 8th in the last 2 games of the series. And on other days, they have John Jaso, their catcher, leading off for a long time. Of course, Jason Bartlett would either lead off or bat 9th. There goes Upton. The throw from Martinez not going to be in time. And B.J. Upton steals second base.
Now that didn't take very long. A couple of throws to first base, and B.J. Upton is off. Very good jump at first base. And really no contest at all as he picks up number 38. So very quickly the Rays have a man in scoring position.
Ball on a strike to Jason Bartlett. And Upton doing some dancing out there at second base. Lester delivers with strike 2. And it's 1-2 to Bartlett. And the Rays coming off a series loss to the Baltimore Orioles. Opened up their 9-game, 10-day American League East road trip, which the end of this series will conclude in Toronto as they'll go north of the border. And take a look at that schedule towards the end of the year. And you think, well, we're playing Baltimore, we're playing Toronto. If you're the Tampa Bay Rays, and you figure, well, you can do well against them, but you're catching them at the wrong time. The Orioles are playing very good baseball under Buck Showalter, and Tampa Bay just saw that firsthand, and the Yankees seeing it today. Alex Rodriguez returning yesterday from the DL homer today, but it wasn't enough. This is to third base. Beltre looks the runner back and fires across for the out. As Bartlett is retired, one down.
The defense tonight for the Red Sox have Adrian Beltre at third base, Yamaiko Navarro, the shortstop, Jed Lowry at second, and Lars Anderson, the first baseman. Left to right, Daniel Nava, Ryan Kalish, and J.D. Drew. And Victor Martinez doing the catching for John Lester. The Red Sox are 8th in the American League in defense.
And it is the defense that has not been so good over the weekend. Also for the Red Sox, running into trouble, especially on Saturday defensively in the day-night doubleheader against the White Sox. We're going to shore that up in this all-important series as Carl Crawford stands in. Time called late, and Lester will let it fly.
Couple of checks back to second base, taking a peek at B.J. Upton, then the time call by Kyle Crawford allowed by the home plate umpire, and Lester just flips it to the backstop instead of holding on to it.
Up to the lead at second. The pitch to Crawford is outside. And it's 1-0. Series against the Orioles was exceptional for Crawford. He was 7 for 13 with a double and 2 triples. Of course, he had missed the first game of the 3-game series against the Red Sox at Tropicana Field with a stomach virus, but played the final 2 games of that series. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball missing, and it's 2-0. Last 3 starts, first inning has been a problem for Lester. He's given up 9 runs in the first inning in the last 3 starts. His 2-0 delivery is a swing and a miss. The lead on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball is Carl Crawford.
Challenging Crawford, the straight fastball from Lester on the 2-0 count, throws it by him.
In those last 3 starts, the only time he did not give up a run in the first was against the Rays. He's ready with a 2-1 to Carl Crawford. And a foul at the dish, 2-2.
Now, when you look back, Don, and you look at the series coming up at Fenway Park against the Rays, would you ever think you'd have Daniel Nava leading off, Lars Anderson at first base, Ryan Kalish in center field, and Yamaiko Navarro, the shortstop?
No.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. In any combination. Even September is a little strange to begin September, because generally you see a bunch of players that you haven't seen since spring training. Maybe not a bunch, but a handful that have spent the year in the minors. The only difference is this year we've seen all of these guys, and we started seeing them in June. And that's when the Pedroias and the Victor Martinez's and the Veritek's and everybody else went down. They're starting to filter up. The exception is that guy, Lars Anderson, arriving today and making his major league debut tonight at first base. Crawford slicing it foul off to the left. But in some capacity or another, virtually everybody else that is here has spent time here already this year. And finally, Lars is here. We've heard a lot about him over the last 4 years and seen him in spring training. 18th round pick of the Red Sox in 06, and this marks his 4th year in the organization. Started the year Double-A. Wasn't there long, 17 games, and moved up to Pawtucket, and now the majors here in September. 3-2 is sliced foul down the left field line. Will make its way into the seats. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Josh Reddick was called up today as well. And played very well at the end of the year for the Pawtucket Red Sox, returning here to the Boston Red Sox once again. Jason Veritek also reinstated off the DL and played today and is active tonight. Terry Francona likes to stay away from him at all costs if possible tonight. But no reason not to activate him. He is here.
That backswing that time from Kyle Crawford got Victor Martinez in the helmet. Martinez okay. Clunk.
On the ground right side and through into right field, a base hit. B.J. Upton will be waved around. J.D. Drew is up and throwing, and it'll be cut off. Throw to second base is off the mark, and Crawford will not go any further as the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Carl Crawford lining one through the right side, picks up his 73rd RBI of the year, and the Rays strike first.
Al Crawford finds that hole between first and second with a topspin ground ball that's going to easily score Upton from second base. Now the cutoff, look where Lars Anderson is. He's kind of deep in there. And by the time he gets the ball, Carl Crawford's on his way to second base.
A 5-game hitting streak now for Carl Crawford. It's in 7 of 8 of the last games. And at second base, it's a single, goes to second on the throw and an RBI. Evan Longoria stands in on the right side. Longoria takes ball one. 295 average for Longoria, 20 homers, and 92 runs batted in. On his 20th home run of the year yesterday against Baltimore. Chops this one foul towards the Rays dugout and above it. He's one of 5 players all time with 20-plus home runs and 30-plus doubles in each of the first 3 Major League seasons of his career. Joins Joe DiMaggio, Ted Williams, Orlando Cepeda, and Albert Pujols. A select company in what has been a fantastic beginning to Evan Longoria's career. In there for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Curveball that time for Lester.
Now, very good curveball from Lester, picking up the outside corner with it.
Runners in scoring position, even better lately at 429 for Evan Longoria. That's with Crawford at second, 1 out. There's strike 3. Longoria knew it, took with him the first K for John Lester tonight.
Now Lester doubles up on the curveballs. First one was outside corner. This time right down the middle with the curveball, fooling Longoria.
So 2 down, and Carl Crawford at second base. Key matchup is brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Carlos Pena, 303 against John Lester in his career with 5 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Has struck out 10 times in 33 at-bats, but Pena will strike out. He also can take you deep. He's got 26 home runs on the year. They've had speed on in this inning. B.J. Upton to begin it, and Crawford now at second base. Always have to be mindful of their speed. As Jerry mentioned, first in the American League in stolen bases as time called again. Pena has been struggling lately, 0 for his last 18. As he takes ball 1.
Pena does have 5 career home runs against John Lester. 303 batting average.
No batting average for Pena, but the 26 home runs, 77 runs batted in. You've seen one pitch as John Lester working very deliberately and very conscious of Carl Crawford at second base. And doing very well over the course of his career against his old team. Swing and a miss. That's 1-1. That's been a good pitch so far for Lester.
Once again, the curveball from John Lester keeps it away from Carlos Pena, the off-balance swing.
Well, it is Pena now. Sean Rodriguez next. Rodriguez playing at second base tonight for the Rays. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Fielding Culbert, third base umpire. And it's 1-2 to Carlos Pena.
Once again, the curveball from Lester, and you see Pena cannot control the head of the bat.
There goes Crawford for third. Pena takes a pitch outside, and standing to third base goes Crawford, the second stolen base of the inning for the Rays.
Big lead at second base. Nobody keeping him close, and just walks into third. A lot of attention had been paid to Kyle Crawford at second base, but an easy steal.
25th pitch of this first inning for John Lester with 2 outs here in the first. And it's down and away. Full count now to Pena. Second full count to the last 3 batters for John Lester. Crawford 90 feet away. Three-two pitch. In the dirt outside, ball 4, and he walks Pena. First walk given up by John Lester. And it's first and third now. Victor Martinez able to block that with Crawford at third base.
Always dangerous, the ball in dirt with a man at third base, but the good block sliding over by Victor Martinez. Did not try to catch that ball, just tried to block it, smother it, and keep Crawford at third base.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking.
Eastern Bank's about the only place that can really cash a Don Orsillo check.
26 first inning pitches so far for John Lester. Sean Rodriguez, it's a 262, 9 homers, 38 runs batted in. As Rodriguez takes strike 1. Lester starts off ahead. John Lester all year has only given up 14 runs in the first inning, but 9 in the last 3 outings in the first inning, and you can make it 10 with the run scored here in this inning. Rays looking for more with 2 down. An 0-1 pitch. It's 0-2. A curveball from Lester.
That seems like here in the first inning, the curveball has been the best pitch for John Lester.
Sean Rodriguez, the first batter that Lester has been ahead of with a first pitch strike. And Rodriguez, 315 against lefties, with 7 home runs off right-handers. Of the 9 home runs he possesses. Rodriguez strikes out, and Lester with minimal damage in the first. The Rays do get a run. Red Sox are coming up. 1-0 lead. The Red Sox starting lineup is brought to you by New England Chevy Dealers. As leading it off is Daniel Nava in left field, J.D. Drew in right. Victor Martinez does the catching with David Ortiz at DH. Adrian Beltre at third base, Jed Lowry at second base, Ryan Kalish in center bats seventh, Lars Anderson in Major League debut at first base bats eighth, and Michael Navarro at shortstop bats ninth. Jeff Neiman is on the mound for the Rays as Daniel Nava steps in on the left side. Big, tall right-hander. Deals with ball one up high. Neiman has had a tough time coming off the DL the last few starts for him. Overall, his 25th appearance of the year, 10-5, 3.97 earned run average, 149 and 2/3 innings, and a 242 opponent batting average against Neiman. Strike over the outside corner. He did lose last time out against Toronto in a 5-inning effort at Tropicana Field. He gave up 7 hits and 7 runs. Walked 2, struck out 3. He's 27 years of age. And went on the DL, missing 20 games with a right shoulder strain. As the pitch misses here to Nava, 2-1. Second time this year that Nava has led off for the Red Sox, and it's at 248 with a home run and 20 runs batted in. Well, the last win for Neiman, you got to go back to August the 3rd to beat Minnesota. And again, he did spend some time on the DL with the shoulder strain. But since coming back, 3 2/3, giving up 10 runs against the Angels, and the 5 innings that we mentioned last time out, giving up 7 runs to the Toronto Blue Jays. So trying to get back on track again. There's strike 2 to Nava, full count. Neiman against Boston, facing them tonight for the 4th time in his career, 3rd time this year. On both previous starts on the year, with a 1.38 earned run average. Sliced foul, we'll do it again, 3-2. He was 2-1 with a 3.94 ERA lifetime against Boston. He beat John Lackey back on April 19th as part of an 8-2 win and part of a 4-game sweep for the Tampa Bay Rays here at Fenway Park. That visit. Nava fouls off another.
And so far, staying with all fastballs against the leadoff hitter tonight, Daniel Nava. Nava 2 for 3 in his career off Neiman.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Daniel Nava. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays are 2nd in the American League in earned run average at 3.73. Only the Oakland A's a lower earned run average in the American League. 3-2 sliced foul. We'll do it again. Rays with good pitching. Mentioned 2nd in earned run average and good defense. They're 3rd in club fielding in the American League behind Minnesota and New York. Matt Garza will pitch the final game of this series. It'll be a great matchup here if Clay Buchholz does go for the Red Sox on short rest, matched up against Matt Garza. And I say if, as Terry Francona is sort of non-committal before the game. Right now, Buchholz is slated to go on short rest as Nava strikes out. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 1st inning after a lengthy battle.
The defense for the Tampa Bay Rays will have Evan Longoria at third base, Jason Bartlett the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez at second, and Carlos Pena the first baseman. Left to right, Kyle Crawford, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist, and Kelly Shafik doing the catching for Neiman. As we mentioned, Tampa Bay 3rd in the league in defense with 69 errors on the season.
One down for J.D. Drew.
Now Neiman staying with all fastball to Daniel Nava. Finally wins the battle with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Nava.
Drew slices it foul, evens the count at 1-1. .253, 18 homers, and 60 runs batted in for JD. Hitting at .285 against right-handed pitching on the year. And 14 of his 18 home runs have come off right-handers. Drew had yesterday off after playing in both ends of the day-night doubleheader on Saturday. He was 0 for 7, walked twice in the 2 games against the White Sox on Saturday. Inside ball 3. Let's meet the umpires. Marty Foster's got the plate. Calling balls and strikes. Jim Wolf at first base. Crew chief Gary Cedarstrom at second base. And Fieldon Culbreth is the umpire at third. .3-1 pitch. Jams in, but he lines out in the shift to Jason Bartlett. Shortstop on the right side of the infield and makes the catch for the second out. He ended up being positioned perfectly.
Yeah, the shift works this time with the line drive. Looked like it was headed up the middle, but there's the shortstop, Jason Bartlett. A couple of steps to his right and takes a base hit away from J.D. Drew.
He's one of the only teams to go into the shift on Drew. And works out this time for Joe Madden. 2 down. There is Victor Martinez. 289 with 14 home runs, 57 runs batted in. A go-ahead 2-run home run off Mark Burley in yesterday's game. His first home run at Fenway Park since June 19th. And it appeared to be a very big home run at the time, but of course, Red Sox bullpen could not help out, and in the end, the White Sox came away with the win yesterday and the sweep of the 3-game series. That just misses. 1-1. David Ortiz waits on deck. Red Sox trail 1-0 as they bat here in the home half of the first inning. Fastball is supposed to be away, but it's 96 and over the plate. 1-2.
And it surprised Victor Martinez. Watch Victor duck away from this, but the fastball does get the inside corner. Right at the top of the strike zone.
Breaking ball in the dirt, and it is 2-2 to Victor Martinez. Neiman with a fastball, curveball, slider, and a splitter. Big, tall right-hander. He has 10 wins coming into tonight's action. Inside, and it's full count out of Martinez. Third straight 3-ball count for Jeff Neiman. He's had 2 full counts already, and this will be the 20th pitch of the first inning for him. The tall Texan at 6'9", 260 pounds.
Born in Houston, Texas.
Popped up foul off to the right, not a play. And it hangs at 3-2. Now, last year, Neiman led all major league rookies in innings pitched with 180 and 2/3 innings. Led winning percentage, had 2 complete games. And was 13-6 in his first year. On the ground, foul into the Red Sox dugout. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up to Victor Martinez. He'll get at the top of the dugout, shot back down again. Well, maybe not. Maybe he got a piece of the manager. You never know, because even getting out of the way, he can injure himself, so you're not really sure.
It's a long, hard season.
Grounded foul over by the on-deck circle. Second 9-pitch at bat of this first inning. Nava before striking out. And now Victor Martinez waiting on a 3-2 pitch with 2 down in the inning. Bases empty. Ball 4 and Victor down to first base. Works the walk with 2 outs in the inning.
3-2 count. He tries the curveball on Martinez, but he's not biting.
So 2 down. Victor Martinez at first base, and there's David Ortiz. David at 259, 27 home runs, and 84 runs batted in. Ortiz was 2 for 12 in the series against the White Sox. As he takes strike 1 at 94 from Neiman. 47 in 14 games against the Rays. Getting 3 home runs for David. His 37 career home runs against Tampa Bay. Fifth pitch of this first inning for Jeff Neiman. And Ortiz takes it for ball 1, 1-1. In between the 2 pitchers, this will be the 55th pitch of the first inning. Inside, and it's 2-1 to Ortiz. Jim Hickey to the mound here to talk to Neiman with 2 outs in the inning, and now falling behind David Ortiz. Full-fledged conference, everybody coming from the infield to join the conversation. As the Sox wind down the regular season, students begin the school season. Fall back into the school year with new apple cider and apple pie at Dunkin' Donuts. Paired with our iced coffee, our new apple pie is the perfect pair to keep you running.
Mentioned yesterday, I like the apple pie. I'm not crazy about cider. Do you like cider?
I'm not a big cider person, but I'm sure Dunkin' Donuts is outstanding.
I mean, if you like it, I'm sure It's great, but not a big cider guy.
2 outs here in the first. Victor Martinez at first base. A count of 2-1 to David Ortiz. Three and 1. Rays into their deep shift. Sean Rodriguez in right field, really. 3-1 pitch to Ortiz. Swing and a miss. Up at 92, and David couldn't get it. Full count.
Now David going for the downs on the 3-1 count, expecting the fastball. He gets a fastball, but the fastball above the belt. And no contact by Big Papi.
Ortiz to right, deep down towards the pole, around it, gone. 2-run home run for Big Papi. A 2-1 Red Sox lead.
David Ortiz has done his part against the Rays this season. He now has 14 RBIs in 15 games against Tampa. That fastball down just a little bit. You see where that 6 pitch is? Right about belt high. And Ortiz with the line shot down the right field line.
A long first for both starters. Lester's 29th pitch struck out Sean Rodriguez to end the first. Neiman's 29th pitch was a 2-run home run for Ortiz and put the Sox on top. During the 2010 Red Sox season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 for the pediatric trauma program at Children's Hospital Boston. For every home run hit by the Red Sox, Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. Pitch in there for a strike to Adrian Beltre. Now for David, his 28th home run of the year. Beltre to deep left, high deep, and gone into the monster seats. Sox go back to back.
And the Red Sox offense recently has been very quiet, very lively here in the first inning. Back-to-back home runs. Ortiz, now Beltre gets a fastball and takes it into the monster seats. Home run number 26 on the season for Adrian Beltre. Fastball middle in.
999 RBIs for Beltre. In his career now, 2 outs in the inning. Jed Lowry bats, and he takes strike 1. So Neiman getting the first 2 outs of the inning, and Nava and Drew get a walk to Victor Martinez on a borderline pitch. And then all of a sudden, David Ortiz with a 2-run home run. Beltre with a solo shot. Neiman nearly got out of this inning unscathed. And they did get to Beltre. Wow. A cleat full of Adrian Beltre. Swing and a miss, 1-2. There's no action in the Rays pen. Lowry rolls it over foul outside of first, hangs at 1-2. Jed batting 6th in the Red Sox order tonight.
Back-to-back splitters to Jed Lowry. First 2 that we've seen in this game from Neiman. He's been basically fastball and a couple of curves.
There's a curve that's in there for strike 3 and ends the inning. But the Red Sox scored 3 times, back-to-back home runs, 3-1 Red Sox. Back at Fenway Park, top half of the second inning, it is 3-1. Red Sox on top of the Rays. And Rocco Baldelli returning to the major leagues. I saw him earlier in the year, and he was an instructor for the Rays, moving across the minor leagues, and here are his numbers working his way back to the majors. Started in high A with the Tampa Bay Rays, working his way back. And yesterday, a pinch hit home run for him in his first at bat. This is lined to short, and Navarro's there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Let's check in with Heidi.
Well, Don, Clay Buchholz was named the American League Pitcher of the Month for August with a 4-0 record. He's also up for another award. He's one of 6 finalists for the Pepsi MLB Clutch Performer of the Month award presented by Pepsi. Fans can go online and vote for Buchholz through midnight tonight at PepsiClutch.mlb.com. The winner is going to be announced tomorrow. He had a 1.03 ERA in August, so make sure you go online and vote for Clay Buchholz tonight. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. And again, we were talking about whether or not Clay will be pitching on Wednesday in the final game of the series. You get the impression that if the Red Sox are able to take the first 2 games of this series, he will be there on Wednesday night. If not, then the Red Sox and Terry Francona, I think, reserve the right to make the change then and go in a different direction. No reason to kind of risk the health situation for Buchholz by bringing him back early.
Yeah, that's how I read it also this afternoon, Don, when Francona was meeting with the media. It seems to me the Red Sox are going to have to win the first 2 in this series for him to pitch game 3.
Zobrist tapping it foul down by the shoe tops, and it's 1-2. Of course, he was pulled after 5 innings and 95 pitches. Take it easy, Terry. Nothing coming at you. Be okay.
Had a rough night in there so far, except for the score.
Very fidgety. Swing and a miss. Zobrist down on strikes. 3 Ks for Lester. 2 down.
Now Lester coming right after Zobrist with the fastball. And picks up his 3rd strikeout of the night. 2 of them on fastballs, 1 on a curveball. Talked about the leaders in the American League in strikeouts. Hernandez leads of Seattle with 209. Weaver 205. And now with 3 tonight, 189 for Lester.
2 down here in the second inning for Kelly Shopik. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. It's up first for Neiman. He'll try to find his bearings in the second inning. He had 2 outs before walking Martinez, a 2-run home run for David Ortiz, a solo shot for Beltre. And then he struck out Lowry to end the inning. Words of encouragement from Carlos Pena sitting alongside. Shopik did not go around, according to Jim Wolf, first base umpire.
Good call.
One. Shopik will take that for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Shopik now 30 years old. Played in 46 games, 38 starts. Spent time on the DL, who's on there from April 13th through June 3rd after having right knee surgery. And a swing and a miss. Much better second for Lester. 1-2-3. 3-1 Red Sox. Which includes turning the scoreboard during the Red Sox-Yankees game on October the 2nd. Go to Overstock.com for details. 3-1, Red Sox on top of the Rays. They're at the bottom of the second inning back at Fenway Park. Ryan Kalish leading it off. It'll be Kalish, Anderson, and Navarro. Out here in the first inning. Kalish 233, 2 homers, and 10 runs batted in. Neiman already falling behind, so Shopik out there again. Yeah. Let's send it down to Heidi.
Don, this is Jeff Neiman's third start against the Red Sox this season. I asked the rookie Ryan Kalish to give us a scouting report on Neiman.
He works both sides of the plate really well, and he has a nice change-up splitter to go off of that, with a curveball too. So, I mean, he has, 3 good pitches, and that's something that is valued as a pitcher.
Neiman won his 2 previous starts here at Fenway, including earlier this year where he went 7 innings, giving up just 2 runs back in April here at Fenway. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Ryan Kalish following his own scouting report, sending one back up the middle into center field.
Yeah, he gets the fastball from Neiman and right back through the middle. Neiman tries to go to the backhand to make the play, but can't do so. Once it gets by him, the base hit.
Lars Anderson between Double-A Portland, where he played 17 games, and the rest with Pawtucket, a .274 average, 15 home runs, 69 runs batted in. His major league debut as he stands in on the left side. Runner goes, pitches a strike, and the throw is not going to be in time. Stolen base for Ryan Kalish. Red Sox doing some running.
Yeah, Kalish picks up his second steal of the season. Neiman a little bit slow to home plate, as you can see by that delivery, and the rush throw to second by Shopik not quite in time.
Shopik has been throwing out 20% of the runners on the year, but unable to get Kalish, who's in scoring position, which was a strike to Anderson. The count 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
That's that split-fingered fastball like Kalish was talking about. It's hard. It's about 90 miles an hour.
Anderson had been playing in AAA Pawtucket since April the 29th. And at .330 in 25 games before coming to Boston. And a swing and a miss here. Gets away from Shopik briefly. Clears the runner. Throw off the mark. And Anderson will be out. He's just getting back. Is Pena. Bad throw from Shopik. Took Pena off the bag. And into foul ground. But Pena gets back. And it's the third strikeout for Neiman.
Now 3 pitches to Lars Anderson, a fastball, a splitter, and then the curveball. And the ball you can see right there getting by Shopik. Checks that runner at second base, then makes the throw to Pena. Pena has to come off, go back, and just get Lars Anderson at first base.
One out runner at second. Michael Navarro. 2 for 15 since joining the Red Sox. No homers and a run batted in. They start at shortstop for Navarro, who takes ball 1 from Neiman.
Marco Scutero scheduled to have an MRI tomorrow on his shoulder to see what's going on in there. Navarro in at shortstop tonight.
Scutero pinch hitting in last night's game in the 9th inning to end the game. As the pitch is a strike over the outside corner, 1-1. 4th overall start for Navarro. His second at shortstop. And his 3rd start yesterday, and he's 0 for 4 in the game against the White Sox. In there for strike 2, and it's 1-2. Curveball from Jeff Neiman. Kalish at second base, 1 out in the second inning. Neiman throwing 37 pitches in the first inning. Is up to 46 pitches through an inning and a third. Ready with a 1-2 to Navarro. Navarro strikes out. And there's back-to-back Ks for Neiman, 4 in all. 2 down here in the second inning.
Looks like the slider that time from Neiman to pick up the strikeout against Navarro.
So 2 down. Kalish at second base. Here's Daniel Nava. Long at bat in the first inning, but struck out. Swing and a miss. High heat at 93. J.D. Drew waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the second. Kalish single to begin the inning. Stole second base. Strikeout of Lars Anderson. A strikeout of Michael Navarro. Kalish still at second. Now an 0-1 pitch to Nava. Bouncing in and knocked down by Shopik. No advance for Kalish. .125 at bats since the last home run for Daniel Nava, and his only home run, and of course he came in his first game and his first at bat in the major leagues. One. He is outside, ball 2. Nava starting the night hitting at .248. Neiman with a 2-1 pitch to Nava. All 3-1. The fifth 3-ball count of the night for Jeff Neiman, and the pitch count over 50 right now. As he works here with 2 outs in the second inning. .3-1 pitch to Nava. Inside, ball 4, and he walks Nava. Second walk given up by Neiman. And before the game, a celebration for Louis Tiant. An early 70th birthday celebration for El Tiante here at Fenway Park. November 23rd is his birthday, but the Red Sox celebrating here at Fenway Park and throwing out a great first pitch to David Ortiz. Much to the delight of the Fenway faithful. Bill Lee was here as well, and Dwight Evans as part of the celebration. Johnny Pesky, of course. Two on, 2 down, a chance for J.D. Drew. Shift on again for the Rays, and the pitch misses outside. Last time shift worked out great for Tampa Bay as Jason Bartlett was on the right side of the infield, made the catch just to the right of second base. And that's where he is positioned once again. Up top for a ball 2, 2-0.
54 pitches already in this ball game from Neiman. We're not through the second inning yet.
Drew slicing it foul. Hits the fastball, but fouls it back. 2-1. The monster seats of Fenway Park here may be the best seats in baseball. And now you have a chance of winning monster seats with Monster Money. It's a Red Sox instant game from the Mass State Lottery, and there are instant prizes up to $3 million as well. Visit masslottery.com now.
Those instant games have become very popular with all the sports franchises here in Boston.
Pitches high, and it's 3-1, and the monster seats have become very popular here, too. It seemed like it was that long ago that the screen was out there above the monster, but no longer now among baseball's best seats. Drew lifts it foul out ahead. And a full count now. 11 batters, 4 full counts for Neiman. Victor Martinez got it all started for the Red Sox in the first inning. Waits on deck. It's his walk with 2 outs for the back-to-back home runs for David Ortiz and Adrian Beltre in the first. Kalish at second, Nav at first, 2 down. 3-2 pitch from Neiman. On the ground foul, will do it again. First 2 starts off the DL for Neiman. He's thrown 76 and 80 pitches, and largely because he's been so ineffective in those 2 starts. Again, the 3-2. Drew pops it up foul. Longoria going as far as he can, but it's back into the seats. Pitch 60 of the night for Jeff Neiman coming up with 2 outs. Runners will be in motion again. 3-2 again to J.D. Drew. We'll have to wait. Neiman bluffing off the backside. Drew fouls off another. Fastball at 93 that he gets off to the left side and hangs in there, still 3-2. Runners are tired of running. Kalish and Nava have been getting a workout. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks allowed by Neiman. Bases loaded for Boston. And somebody who's finally warming for Jim Hickey and the Rays in the pen is Hickey's going to make his second visit in the last 2 innings. Well, they just recalled Andy Sonnenstein, the right-hander, been in the pen and was in the rotation. And he is warming up in the pen right now.
Sonnenstein, obviously a guy that can give the Rays some innings. Neiman struggling right now. A lot of pitches.
On Friday at 4:30, check out the newest lineup from Nesson Original Entertainment, Shining City, Pocket Money, and After the Game. 3 shows that are all new and all made in New England. Learn more now at Nesson.com/New England. Bases filled with Red Sox. And there's 2 outs here in the second inning. Golden opportunity here for Victor Martinez to add to this 2-run Red Sox lead on top 3-1. Victor walked in the first inning and scored on the 2-run shot by David Ortiz. This takes a breaking ball for strike 1. 3 walks given up in the first inning in 2/3 by Neiman. in the dirt and blocked by Shopik.
Now Neiman going to the splitter to try to get a chase by Victor Martinez. No go. Nice block by Shopik.
We saw a similar outing like this earlier in the year. Matt Garza, in 3 innings pitch against the Red Sox, had thrown 87 pitches. He was having all kinds of control problems back on July 5th. Neiman right now, bases loaded, 2 down. His 64th pitch of his outing. In the dirt is Shopik blocking it again, 2-1. Checking on the availability of Andy Sonnenstein, who's warming up in the pen. I have a feeling Neiman is 1 hit away from coming out of this game. Two-one pitch to Victor Martinez. Shopik wants time and gets it from home plate umpire Marty Foster. As indicated by Marty Foster. Career .295 hitter with the bases loaded, 1 grand slam. He was 2 for 12 this year in a Red Sox uniform. With the bases loaded, here comes the 2-1. On the ground and under the glove of Pena into right. From third comes Kalis. Here comes Nava. Throw to the plate, not in time. 2 runs in. Red Sox lead it 5-1. Victor Martinez drives in a pair.
Well, he tried to find off-speed pitches to get Martinez, curveballs and splitters. That didn't work. He has to come back to the fastball. Fastball out over the plate, and Victor with the top spin ground ball quickly past Pena. That's going to be the night for Neiman.
Third straight tough outing for Neiman off the DL. Red Sox on top, 5-1. Hometown favorite for coffee. Dunkin' Donuts would like to recognize hometown favorite fan of the game, going above and beyond, just like Dunkin' with 60 years of coffee greatness. Dunkin' Donuts is #1 for iced coffee. Tough night for Jeff Neiman, still responsible for 2 men on. Red Sox have Drew at third base, Martinez at first, already on top 5-1. Ortiz fouling it off as this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Andy Sonnenstein into the game, 27-year-old, with a call today, returning to the Major League roster. An option out August 31st. They added Brad Hopp to the roster. His 37th appearance, 3-1 with a 4.29 ERA. It's hitting at 248 against Sonnenstein. Made 3 starts, but spent the rest of the year in the pen. He was placed in the rotation when Neiman was put on the DL initially. Well, aside from the 3 starts, spent the entire year in the pen. In his 3 starts was 1 and 2 with a 4.02 earned run average. Working a lot out of the pen, multiple innings a lot, 55 2/3 innings to lead the pen. Despite the fact that he was out of the pen for 5 weeks. He also had a stint on the DL of his own, the hamstring. He's ahead 1 and 2 of David Ortiz. Ortiz jolts this to the left, opposite field with power, and off the top of the wall. Karen played by Crawford. Drew scores, and the Red Sox take a 6-1 lead. Wall ball for David Ortiz.
Well, pretty good start to the night for David Ortiz. Already 3 RBIs, 87 total now on the season, as he goes opposite field off that wall on a pitch right down the middle of the plate. So that girl who brought the sign, 17th birthday, hit a home run for him. He probably took care of that early in his first at bat.
Safe at second, safe and secure, New York life. David Ortiz at second base, Victor Martinez at third, and they will intentionally walk Adrian Beltre with first base open, and Jed Lowry waiting on deck. Adrian Beltre with a solo home run as he and Ortiz went back-to-back in the first inning. And the pitching line is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. Neiman still responsible for Victor Martinez at third, but in an inning and 2/3 so far, 4 hits and 6 runs. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He threw 65 pitches. This is filled with Red Sox. And Jed Lowry coming up. Neiman, since coming off the DL, 3 very tough outings, earned run average of 20.7 in the 3 starts he has had since coming back. Lowry, the 9th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the second inning. He struck out looking in the first inning. Sends it to left, but right at Carl Crawford out there in left field, who puts it away. Red Sox had 3 runs and lead it 6-1 at the end of 2. A 28-minute wait for John Lester as B.J. Upton leads it off for Tampa Bay and takes strike one. Upton singles, stole a base, and scored the Rays' lone run. They jumped out to a 1-0 advantage. Had 2 men on, but couldn't score further. Sean Rodriguez struck out. And since then, Lester has calmed down. He has struck out 4 batters through the first 2 innings at a 1-2-3 second inning. We'll see what kind of impact the 28-minute wait has on him. As the Red Sox have racked up 6 runs for him, 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Ground ball left side. Beltre cuts it off. Fires to first for out number 1. Join us on September 10th and 11th for the Samuel Adams Oktoberfest celebration. Tickets are available at beersummit.com. It'll be this Friday and Saturday.
Unfortunately, we'll be on the West Coast on Friday and Saturday in Oakland.
We'll be in Oakland for the weekend. An off day on Thursday, and it's to Seattle. Last West Coast trip for the Red Sox of the regular season. 1 out here in the third. Jason Bartlett grounded out to third base in the first inning. Pitch a strike in the count, 1-1. John Lester 15-8 coming into tonight's start, a 3.27 earned run average. This one fouled off. On the ground left side, Navarro rounds behind it, plants and throws, and safe at first base is Bartlett. He's got good speed. Navarro had a very long throw from deep short, and Bartlett's able to beat it out.
Seemed like no sense of urgency there for Navarro at shortstop, not realizing maybe the speed of Bartlett. Bartlett beating it by a half a step down at first base. That's the ball you've got to get rid of a little bit quicker to get that quick running down the first baseline, especially going to your right.
Third hit of the game for the Rays. As Bartlett reaching on the infield hit, 1 out, 1 on. Carl Crawford, the batter. And then the pitch outside, ball 1. Crawford with an RBI single in the first inning. Scored B.J. Upton from second base. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer, the New England Sports Network. And stolen base leaders, well, we've seen the top 2 in the last 2 days. Juan Pierre, of course, here with the White Sox, and Carl Crawford here tonight, 42. And he and B.J. Upton both with stolen bases in the game tonight. Lester falling behind 3-0. Does have 1 walk. That was to Carlos Pena in the first inning. Ball 4. He walks Crawford on 4 pitches. So the second walk given up by Lester. 2 on, 1 away. As the Rays try to answer here in the third inning. I want to remind you to visit the official online shop of the Boston Red Sox at redsox.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear. Get your gear from the official source, the redsox.com shop. Accept no substitutes. It is Bartlett at second base, Crawford at first base. 1 out here in the third inning. And Evan Longoria coming up. He struck out looking in the first inning. 1 of 4 strikeouts tonight for John Lester. Longoria getting his 20th home run of the year yesterday at Camden Yards in Baltimore. His 43 doubles, one shy of Jason Worth for the most in the majors. Taps it foul, and it's 1-1. Last 21 games, he's hit at .354. And in the cleanup spot the last 24 games. This year making his first start in the All-Star game. He doubled off Colorado's Ubaldo Jimenez in his first at bat. Walked and scored in his second trip to the plate. Elected as the starting third baseman. Inside, 2-1. This year, 2 home runs against the Red Sox. Last year, he feasted on Red Sox pitching. 8 home runs, 27 runs batted in the season series. In 18 games between the Red Sox and the Rays last year. Lean on a 2-1 from John Lester. And he fooled him, 2-2.
Looks like John took a little off the breaking ball that time to pick up the strike. A little slower curveball from John Lester.
Longoria goes around and strikes out for the second time tonight against John Lester. A tough time with Lester, 2 down in the 3rd inning.
That second time he's got him on the curveball too. Breaking ball back in the 1st inning. Curveball here that he can't hold up on in the 3rd inning.
That's 11 Ks for Longoria and 30 at bats against John Lester. And for Lester, his 5th K of the night. Twice he's got Longoria. 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. 2 on, and Carlos Pena the batter. Pena walked in the 1st inning. Marlin at second base. Crawford at first base. 2 down here in the 3rd. Pena takes ball 1. A lot of pitches in the 1st inning for John Lester tonight. 29 first inning pitches. For 11 in the 2nd inning. He's up to 57 right now. 2 down in the 3rd. Two and 0 to Pena. Fourth start against Tampa Bay this year for Lester. First since allowing 1 run. It was unearned. 2 hits over 7 innings. 3-1 win at Tampa Bay back on the 27th of August. Last trip there for the Red Sox to the Trop. 2-0 is fouled off. Got the fastball, but late on it. 95 from Lester.
Well, we got a chance, Don. I want to send get well wishes out to Bob Snyderman down in Fort Myers watching the ball game tonight. Been a little bit under the weather. Big Red Sox fan, watches every game, so get well, Bob Snyderman.
'60th pitch is down low and away, and it's 3-1. Fourth 3-ball count of the night for Lester. Second time it's been Pena. Ended up walking Pena in the 1st inning. As you see Sean Rodriguez waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 3rd. 3-1 to Pena. Ball 4, and he's walked him again. Lester wanted that as he peers in a long time, asking if it was down, and brings John Farrell out. It's the third walk given up by Lester. Second time it's been Pena.
Now, it looked like it was down. Let's take a look on Amica. And Amica says just below the strike zone. Very close pitch.
So bases loaded here for the Rays. Chance for them to make some noise here in the third inning. Trailing by 5 runs. Bases loaded, 2 down. Sean Rodriguez had a chance in the first inning with runners at first and third and 2 down. And Lester came back to strike him out swinging. So Rodriguez again with another opportunity. We've already seen 135 pitches in this game, with 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning. So if you like pitches, this is your game.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of them so far.
Outside, ball 1. Sean Rodriguez coming from the Angels, part of the Scott Kazmir deal. Last 18 games hitting at 300. Inside, it's 2-0. Rodriguez does have a little pop in his bat. 9 homers on the year. 4 for 10 in this spot. He's never had a grand slam. Rodriguez chops it to third, eats up Beltre, kicks to short. No throw and a run in. That thing exploded on Adrian Beltre. Could not make the play, and Bartlett scores from third. It's now 6-2 as the Rays get their second run.
Yeah, it looked like that ball bad hopped Adrian Beltre right there. You see it bounce up, comes up above the glove, and hits him in the stomach, it looked like. Had absolutely no chance. He's in a perfect position, but then the bounce comes up, and there's no way he can get leather on it.
It is a hit and an RBI for Sean Rodriguez. So bases reloaded for the Rays, and Rocco Baldelli coming up. And a pinch hit home run yesterday at Baltimore off Mike Gonzalez in his first at bat since joining the Rays for the second time, as this one was grounded foul. His first home run since September the 3rd of last year, and that was against the Rays in the Red Sox uniform at Tropicana Field. Hit it off David Price. So his last 2 at bats coming into tonight's game had been home runs. And a home run prior to that in Game 5 of the 2008 World Series. And this, of course, is first stint in the majors this year. Outside, 1-1. There is action for the Red Sox. Scott Atchison is warming up. In the dirt, and it's 2-1. Which Rocco played 62 games for the Red Sox last year, hitting at .253, 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in, and it was tough for Terry Francona a lot of time. First of all, Terry loves Rocco Baldelli, that's obvious, and big fan of his, but it was tough at times. Rocco just could not play every day. And it was hard to have him on the bench at times because there were times he'd be in the lineup and just could not go that day. And when he was in there, did produce and wanted to very much play this year, and back in there again. It was a September call-up for the Rays, back in the majors. Still can hit. Count is 2-2.
Kind of a strange thing, wasn't it, Don?
Yeah.
Going around the minor leagues, instructing, doing that kind of thing, getting himself prepared to play. Had all intentions of being called up in September to play for the Rays, and had a great start with the home run.
Initially rejoining the organization as a special instructor during spring training, started right out of the gate. Here's a 2-2. Baldelli strikes out. Lester gets him down the inning. Rays get a run at 6-2 Boston. 2.5 done. Bottom of the third inning, back at Fenway Park, 6-2, Red Sox on top. Leading it off for Boston is Ryan Kalish. He got it started in the second inning. Red Sox getting 3 in the first, 3 in the second. His single and stolen base kind of set the table for the inning. And Jeff Neiman giving up the 6 runs the Red Sox have in this game. Andy Sonnenstein has been on since last inning, or the final out of the inning. Got Jed Lowry to fly out to left field to end the second. And back out there for the third, and for Joe Madden hoping he can go a ways into this game as Neiman lasts just an inning and 2/3.
Well, it took a while, but you finally did it. You pulled out your Captain Stubing jacket today.
I did indeed, Jerry. We were running out of time because if I don't wear it today, then Labor Day is kind of the end of the light colors. So it is in the rotation. It took into this point to get us on tonight, but it is on tonight. I wore this Ty Ford. It's a new combination.
Very snappy look.
Thank you.
Very snappy. The only thing you're missing is white shoes.
I'm trying to find white shoes. I promise between now and next year when I wear this jacket again, I will obtain white shoes.
And also, yeah, you get a good idea from Mike Narachin to try to get that white, the junk you put in your pocket.
Yeah.
Get a white thing for that. Yeah. So you get white shoes, the white stuff in your pocket.
The white buttons.
And the white buttons and the Captain Stubing outfit, and they look pretty good.
This one is tap foul. Unfortunately, because the blue suit is being worn today, I kind of chickened out, didn't wear the bright yellow, and I don't think after Labor Day I can wear the bright yellow.
Nah, you can wear it. Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Color now in fashion, you can really. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
There aren't any rules for color. You can wear yellow after the Labor Day now.
Chopped down to first. It is Pena who's got it. Tags the bag for the first out of the inning to get Kalish this time. 1 down. Besides this jacket, it's time to find out what's twisted but true. Braves manager Bobby Cox has announced that 2010 will be his last. A season he has been honored throughout the league for his career, but not this weekend in Florida. The Marlins became the first team not to honor Cox. Perhaps the manager's criticism of the Marlins owner Jeffrey Loria firing Freddie Gonzalez was the reason. To make things worse, the Marlins won the series finale 7-6 in 10 innings. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
You know what? I'll bet Bobby Cox could care less.
Yes, probably.
Could care less.
Well, Lars Anderson in his second at bat in the majors. He struck out swinging first time up in the second inning. That was against Neiman. Anderson grounds one left side. Longoria, a bit of a stumble, but the throw off balance and in time. Nice play by Evan Longoria. And there's 2 outs in the third inning.
Longoria going to his left. The ball is behind him. And then that running throw to first base, a good one to Carlos Pena, who makes a nice stretch on it. So they get Anderson for the second time tonight.
Talked to a lot of rookies who come up to the major league level, and one of the things they often say is they're surprised at how good defensively the major leagues really are.
That's the first thing I noticed when I came up, Don, and that was many moons ago, is that balls that were base hits in the minor leagues generally are caught in the big leagues. It's kind of stunned by it at first. I hit that ball in Double-A, it's probably going to be a base hit.
Right. Got to figure it out now. Longoria somehow got to it and threw him out. 2 down here in the third. And Michael Navarro, a lot of spin on that off the end of the bat, getting a piece, 1-1.
That pitcher you had at Jeffrey, was it Jeffrey Laurie? Is that his name?
Yeah. I didn't have it. They had it.
Well, they had it, yeah. But he looked like he was beat up in that picture, didn't he?
I didn't get to see the picture because I was reading the copy. What do you mean, like he was?
Well, he has some bumps and bruises. Look at his face.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think they're glasses that are on his head.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I don't think he was in an altercation.
There's glasses on his head?
I think so. If you look closely, he's got them, just above his eyes.
Oh, that is glasses.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he looks very mean.
Well, don't forget, Joe Girardi was his manager, won manager of the year, and he fired him.
He fired him right after that, so that's good.
Joe goes on to win the World Series with the Yankees. Swing and a miss. As Navarro chases, and it's 5 strikeouts. 6-2, Red Sox on top. Top of the fourth inning, 6-2. Red Sox on top of the Rays as Ben Zobrist leads it off for Tampa Bay and takes strike one. It's just 5 out of 17 batters. First pitch strikes for Lester. Has been behind quite a bit. He does have 6 strikeouts. He's walked 3 through the first 3. And one is outside. And it's a ball and a strike.
What a nice day for the folks to wrap up their vacation time today. Beautiful day here in New England.
Once the threat of Earl made its way through on Friday, things really outstanding here over the weekend as one is fouled off. Oh, the bobble desk.
That should come back. I honestly believe that because that was good rat hole money. And a lot of people still have those. We travel across the country.
Swing and miss. Ben Zobrist. That's 7 strikeouts for Lester. 1 down in the fourth.
I mean, how many times, Don, as we look at the curveball right here from John Lester to pick up the strikeout on Zobrist, how many times have we been in another city where people have said, you know, they've got the bobble desks. Yep. We signed quite a few of them.
Yes, all the time.
I don't see why that shouldn't come back.
I couldn't agree more. It's not like we don't have a website or anything. We have Messin.com.
Messin.com. Bigger than ever. Better than ever.
Because right now, if you have one, it's really a limited edition type thing because it's over. So a collector's item. We do it, change the suits.
Plus, exactly. We don't look the same as we did when they did those years
ago. Right. In fact, I mean, you look 10 years younger than you did when we did it the first time.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to look younger tomorrow, I think, than I do today.
Getting ready for the trip?
I think so, yeah.
Red or?
Huh?
You going to go red or?
No.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1 and 2. So where did you keep the money you get?
They call it rat hole money.
Okay. Just tucked away someplace.
Just for a rainy day.
A mattress someplace. 1-2. He's low and inside. Shopping does not swing. 2 and 2. Shopping struck out swinging in the second inning. Is one of 7 strikeouts for Lester tonight. Got him again. Back-to-back Ks. Lester getting stronger. 2 down here in the fourth. 8 Ks.
Yeah, John would like a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning, and there's the fastball. Very late swing by Kelly Shopping. You know, we kid about the bobbleheads, but a lot of that money went to charity.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the majority of it went to charity.
And it could again. Should we bring it back?
Exactly.
Should they decide to bring it back? We hope they do. 2 down here in the fourth inning. B.J. Upton 1 for 2. Single, stole a base, scored a run in the first, grounded out in the third. Upton lines out to third. Beltre puts it in the air. But Lester does get a 1-2-3 inning on 11 pitches. 6-2 Red Sox. Bottom of the fourth inning back at Fenway Park, 6-2. Red Sox on top, now hitting the Rays 5-4. Andy Sonnenstein, who was brought in from the pen in the second inning, gets ready for the fourth inning. It is Daniel Nava, leads it off and takes strike one. Nava struck out in the first inning, walked and scored in the second. Sonnenstein enjoyed a 1-2-3 third inning. And has thrown 22 pitches since coming in. And then for a strike, and it's 0-2. Most of Major League Baseball played today. Scores across the majors. Looking out of the scoreboard here at Fenway Park. A lot of day action on this final day of the Labor Day weekend, and that included the Yankees winning today 4-3. Or actually, I should say the Orioles beating the Yankees today 4-3.
And the only night game going on right now is in Philadelphia, Florida, Philadelphia, and Cleveland at the Angels a little bit later.
That is the second game of a doubleheader between the Marlins and the Phillies. 1-2 pitch is up high, and it's 2-2. Nava, then Drew and Martinez here in the fourth inning. Sonnenstein's 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, line to right. This will get in. Zobrist over to play quickly, spins and fires back in. Nice job by Ben Zobrist to get there. And Nava has a single, his first hit of the night.
And Nava cleans out an inside breaking ball this time, down around his knees. It's that line shot. Very good job by Ben Zobrist. Quickly getting over, spinning around, and getting it back into second base. So Nava at first with a single, his first hit of the night.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox. Second time in 4 innings. J.D. Drew, the batter. Lined out to short in the first inning. Walked and scored in the second. And takes ball 1 away. They're into the shift. They didn't start that way, but they go that way now. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
Breaking ball here to J.D. Drew. The curveball from Andy Sonnenstein.
Ball 2-2-1. Andy Sonnenstein, 27 years of age. Last year was 6-9 in the rotation. Ground ball that explodes on the shortstop Bartlett. Everybody's going to be safe. And Longoria starts sprinting for third base because nobody had it covered. As with the shift on, Longoria was hanging around second base. He's getting ready to try to turn a double play.
I was going to say this should go as a base hit too. You see that hop coming up and bouncing right off the shoulder, it looked like, of Jason Bartlett. Then Sean Rodriguez gets involved. He wanted to go to second base, but he rushed it and couldn't make the play. A couple of bad hops the last few innings, turning into hits.
So 2 on and nobody out for the Red Sox here in the fourth inning. And Victor Martinez coming up. Walked in the first inning, singled in the second. The single knocked in a pair in the second inning. RBIs 58 and 59 on the season. in the dirt and corralled by Shopik, lunging to his right. Mentioned Sonnenstein last year, 6-9 in the rotation. He was a 13-game winner as part of the great year for Tampa Bay in 08. He was in the rotation the whole year. In fact, they had him on the postseason roster. In the first round, left Edwin Jackson off the postseason roster and had Sonnenstein in there as a starter as the Rays beat the White Sox in the American League Division Series on their way to the World Series. Originally drafted by the Rays in the 13th round in 04. Into this game in relief of Jeff Neiman. And for the first time running into some trouble. 2 on here, nobody out. And a 1-1 is in there for a strike 2, 1-2. As he jumps ahead of Victor Martinez. A 2 on, nobody out, going right through the heart of this Red Sox order. Martinez now, Ortiz next. And then Beltre. Breaking ball fouled off. Do it again, 1-2. Tough weekend here at Fenway Park. Red Sox being swept by the White Sox. A day-night doubleheader on Saturday. Had the lead yesterday and could not finish it off. And heading into this game, 7.5 games back of the Tampa Bay Rays in a wild card scenario. 1-2 pitch from Sonnenstein. On the ground back to him. He'll try to start 2. The throw off the mark. They'll get 1 out. As Bartlett lunging back to be able to get J.D. Drew and getting 1 out. Good play by him to come off the bag to go get that ball. And there is 1 out in the inning.
That's just a bad throw by Sonnenstein. He had plenty of time. No need to rush. And it just makes it. Doesn't follow through on the throw. Makes a bad throw to second base. And they're fortunate just to get the 1 out. Sometimes when you're throwing uphill as a pitcher on that pitcher's mound, it's not as easy as it looks.
So first and third, 1 out. And David Ortiz coming up. Ortiz with a 2-run home run in the first inning. Doubled in the second inning. And has driven in 3 runs in the game. Now 87 on the year. It's up high, ball 1.
The Amica Pitch Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. And David Ortiz with a first inning home run off Neiman on a pitch inside. Number 28 on a season for David Ortiz.
Well, it's by Ortiz, and it's 1-1. Big cut from David. It is Nava at third base. Martinez at first base. 1 out here in the 4th inning. Red Sox on top 6-2, trying to add on to this 4-run advantage. Ortiz tried to hold up and did, according to Field and Culberth. 2-1.
David might have got away with one there.
Ortiz pops it up. Foul ground, back comes Shopik towards the seats, and he'll make the catch. Nobody's at the plate, so everybody running in that direction. As taking second goes Martinez. Time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park, 6-2, Red Sox on top. It is second and third now, 2 down in the inning. They will put Beltre on. Guess they're going to peel first, and they said that he left on time. He's tagging up, moving to second base on the foul out was Victor Martinez. They just thought he went early.
Yeah, everybody was scrambling to go to home plate on that particular play, and heads up play by Victor Martinez, tagging and going to second to get into scoring position. He will take the bat out of Beltre's hands as they're going to intentionally walk in. They see second base wide open right there, and no throw on the run by Kelly Sharp. Probably a pretty smart play.
Beltre being intentionally walked for the second time tonight. They did this in the second inning.
6th time total this season Beltre's been intentionally walked.
So bases loaded again for Boston. 2 down here in the 4th inning. And Jed Lowry coming up in a bases loaded situation in the second. And Lowry flat out to left field, and Carl Crawford. Red Sox left 3 men on. Of course, they had scored 3 times in that inning already. And the respect really over the last couple of weeks for Adrian Beltre from other teams really been showed quite a bit, and as a result of the fantastic season that he has put together for Boston. And there is Lowry, who takes ball 1 high. Lowry struck out in the first inning looking, flied out to left in the second. Two and 0. The 2 walks Sonnenstein has allowed since coming into this game, both intentional and both to Beltre. On deck is Ryan Kalish. Boston batting here in the bottom of the 4th inning. With Sonnenstein behind Lowry, 2 and 0. Ball 3. Really intentionally walked Beltre to load the bases, and now Sonnenstein's behind 3 and 0. Love at third, Martinez at second, Beltre at first. 2 outs in the 4th inning. Lowry takes ball 4, and this will bring in run number 7 of the night for Boston. The Red Sox lead at 7-2. So an RBI for Lowry on the bases loaded walk, his 12th of the year. They're loaded up for Ryan Kalish, who singled in the second, grounded out in the third, 1 for 2. In the dirt for ball 1. Sonnenstein an even split, 24 balls, 24 strikes, so the 48 pitches. It's outside, and he falls behind 2 and 0. Carlos Pena in for a brief word with Sonnenstein. Kalish in his young career, 1 for 5 with the bases loaded, does have a grand slam. 7th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's up high, 3 and 0. Red Sox have been very patient dealing with Sonnenstein. It's worked out well in this inning. There's a strike, 3-1. Kalish hits a high fly to deep right. Zobrist going back at the wall. It's a grand slam. Ryan Kalish with a grand slam to open this one up. Red Sox lead at 11-2.
Kalish this year with the bases loaded, 2 for 6, and both hits grand slam home runs. He gets a pitch down and in from Sonnenstein that he golfs out of the ballpark. That's a slider. He's right down there with it and puts it up over the bullpen.
Seventh grand slam of the season for the Red Sox, second for Kalish. First member of the Red Sox to have more than one this year. Lars Anderson takes strike one over the inside corner. Anderson fouling it off, and it is 0-2. Major League debut tonight. Struck out swinging in the second, grounded out to Evan Longoria at third. Anderson strikes out, and it ends the fourth, but the Red Sox put a 5 spot on the board and lead at 11-2. And the pitch, a strike to begin things here in the fifth inning. Jason Bartlett to lead it off. Bartlett, Crawford, and Longoria in the inning. The 0-1 is on the ground right side. Lowry will pick and throw for the first out of the fifth inning. Red Sox Baseball on Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. One down here in the 5th inning. Paul Crawford standing in. Lester has retired 5 batters in a row. There's one out here in the 5th. As Crawford takes strike one over the outside corner. Red Sox on top now 11-2. One pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. No 2 pitches, fouled off to the left and out of play. 8 strikeouts for John Lester through 4 1/3 innings. On deck is Evan Longoria, who has been baffled by Lester tonight. Got him looking in the 1st inning and swinging in the 3rd inning. 2 pitches in there for strike 3. Make it 9 Ks for John Lester. 2 down.
Cut fastball doing the honors for John Lester here to pick up the 9th strikeout. He's had back-to-back 10 strikeout games against Tampa Bay and Baltimore, and on his way to another one tonight.
So 2 down here in the 5th inning. 6 in a row retired by Lester. And here is Evan Longoria. Just mentioned he had the 2 Ks tonight against Lester. And lines this to right. Drew is there and makes the catch. A snappy 1-2-3-5 on 7 pitches. 11-2 Boston. For each Red Sox win this month, the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation will donate $500 to the Boys and Girls Club of Plymouth. 11-2, Red Sox on top, last half of the 5th inning. And Michael Navarro leading it off here for the Red Sox in the 5th. He is 0 for 2 in the game, struck out in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 3rd inning. Truman trying to get some innings from Andy Sonnenstein in relief of Jeff Neiman, the starter tonight for the Rays, who lasted just an inning and 2/3. Popped up back at first base. Carlos Pena, 1 foot on the grass, and now both feet on the dirt, makes the catch for the first out here in the 5th. Get all the refreshment you need this season by heading over to the Chill Zone at Cumberland Farms. There you can choose from all your favorite fountain and frozen flavors for just 79 cents any size. The Chill Zone, only at Cumberland Farms. One out here in the 5th inning, and Daniel Nava comes up for the 4th time tonight. Leadoff spot for the Red Sox. He struck out in the 1st, walked and scored in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th inning. Red Sox as a team with 8 hits in the game. But of those 8 hits, they get 3 home runs. 2-run shot for David Ortiz. Solo shot for Adrian Beltre. They were back-to-back in the 1st inning. And then, of course, the grand slam for Ryan Kalish in the 4th inning. Chopped right side. That's Sean Rodriguez at second base. 2 down here in the 5th. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care while here at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12 of Israel Deaconess Medical Center, is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox.
In case you're wondering where Section 12 is, it's right behind the first base dugout in that area.
60th pitch for Sonnenstein since coming in, and Drew fouls it back. Drew lined out in the 1st inning, walked and scored in the 2nd, and reached on an infield hit in the 4th inning. Broken bat, soft liner that'll find its way into left. A 2-out base hit for J.D. Drew. His 2nd hit of the evening. Comes with 2 down here in the 5th.
Coming into the game, J.D. had been 0 for 7. He was 0 for 8 after a line out in the 1st inning, but since then a walk and 2 base hits. Don't see J.D. break too many bats. That time toward the end of the bat, but the bat goes out as a hero as he gets a base hit with it.
2nd multi-hit game in the last 4 for J.D. Drew, who is on here with 2 down in the 5th inning. And Victor Martinez stepping in. Victor a walk in the 1st inning, a single in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. So he's been on base 3 times tonight. And has driven in 2 runs, now 59 on the year. Strike 2, and it's 0-2. Sort of the way Sonnenstein pitches, he really needs the corners. And if he can get them, then he can be effective. He's ahead here, 0-2. Back and forth with Kelly Shopik as to what to throw Victor here, ahead 0-2. And playing behind Drew at first base. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. And Victor is retired. To end things here in the 5th inning through 5. Boston on top 11-2. Red Sox pitcher owns the team record for most games with 10 or more strikeouts in a single season. And the answer for you a little bit later as we play along here to the top half of the 6th inning, 11-2. Red Sox on top of the Rays. John Lester back on the hill, having thrown 87 pitches through the first 5. Carlos Pena, the wild swing and a miss. Pena has walked on 2 occasions, as he has 2 of the 3 free passes served up by John Lester in his outing. Pena hitless in his last 18 at bats, as he takes a pitch away, 1-1. His 26 home runs are currently tied for 7th in the American League. His 72 walks tied for 7th, and his 132 Ks 3rd. Ball 2-2-1. Since Pena left the Red Sox and joined the Rays in 2007, he's had 142 home runs, most in the American League, and 5th in the majors since 07. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Now Lester looks much more comfortable out on the mound now over the last couple of innings than the first 3 innings of this ball game.
Strike 3 call. Strikeout number 10 of the night for John Lester. And it's Carlos Pena for the first out of the 6th inning.
And the 10th strikeout comes on a cut fastball from John Lester. Starts it inside and picks up that inside corner.
3rd straight game with 10-plus strikeouts for Lester. 10 at Tampa Bay against these Rays, 10 last time out at Baltimore against the Orioles. This is the 6th time on the year as Rodriguez grounds one down to 3rd, and Beltre throws him out for the 2nd out of the 6th inning.
Tomorrow night, it's Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe Red Sox Game Day Live with TC and Peter Gammons. Dice K. Matsuzaka takes the hill for against Cy Young contender David Price. Tune in for that and much more tomorrow at 6 only on NESN.
2 down here in the 6th inning. There is David Price. So he'll get the start here tomorrow night for the Rays. And what a year he has had. This is sharply hit to 3rd. Beltre picks it. Throw across, and Rocco Baldelli is gone, as are the Rays on 7 pitches. 5.5 done, 11-2 Boston. Last half of the sixth inning, 11-2. Red Sox on top as David Ortiz leads it off against Andy Sonnenstein. Ortiz has hit a 2-run home run and an RBI double. And last time up, fouled out to the catcher, Kelly Shopping. Sonnenstein has been in this game since the second inning. This is line foul down beyond Canvas Alley. A hard shot foul.
You know, Don, in that category, you learn something new every day.
Yes.
I learned something new today.
And that is?
That some members of our crew have a band. And they're very, very good.
Yes, the band is.
And the lead singer in that band is our assistant here in the booth, Megan. And she's really good.
Yes, Megan Severson, very good singer. Perhaps has an entire career ahead of her.
I did not know that
Yes.
until we saw today the video of a party of last fall, which I was not invited to, that they are very, very good.
They are. And it's amazing how many of our A2s, our audio assistants, are part of that band.
Exactly.
It's incredible. And Megan is 24 years of age and from Northeastern University. For all the agents out there looking to hire a lead singer, this one is in the dirt.
Now, I also didn't realize that our director, Michael Marachi, was a singer.
Well, he's not really, as I think we found out.
No, he sang a Doors song. I thought it was very, very good.
I don't think Jim Morrison really is his cup of tea. You really think he was good?
I thought he was very good.
Really?
I really do.
How long did you watch the video?
The whole video.
Really?
Yep. But Megan, she's excellent.
Yes, she is excellent. I agree with you there. That's where our green ends. 3-1.
So if you're looking for gigs for the group, just contact the booth.
Yeah. Looking for an agent also. '70th pitch for Sonnenstein since coming in. This is fouled off, and it's a full count. 3-2.
The name of the band is Phantom Power, in case you're wondering.
Really?
So, yeah.
Robert Cuello is warming in the pen right now for the Red Sox, up 11-2.
I'm trying to get him to play at a place that I know very well, maybe this offseason.
Ortiz fouls it off. There is action for the Rays as well. Grant Balfour, Australian right-hander, warming up.
Actually, if there's a concert here next season, they could probably be the opening act for the concert.
And again, you're referring to Megan, not Michael.
Well, Megan's the lead singer. Michael was just
whatever.
I think you're being too cruel. I first of all, I give him a tremendous amount of courage to get up there and sing. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either.
And I thought for not knowing the words and having to read him off a phone, I thought he did a very, very good job.
See, to me, that was part of the problem because he didn't even hold the phone in his hand. He had it like behind him someplace. So,
well, you would never give him credit for anything anyway because he's your buddy.
That's not true. He's a very good director, very good at what he does.
That's not what you say up here every day.
Lead singer of anything. This is on the ground now, outside the third, and it's 0-2.
Now you were at that party.
Yes, I was at that party. A very good time. It was.
It's at Tito's, right?
Yes, in Canton.
Big D's in Canton. That's where it was.
Great place. And the whole crew was there. Our great camera people and sports staff in the truck. Everybody was there. I was kind of wondering where you were. As a swing and a miss down to one knee goes Beltre 0-2. I didn't know that you were. Well, I'm sure you were invited. I find it very hard to believe you were not invited.
I don't think I was invited because that's something I wouldn't miss for anything.
Right.
Bob Tomaselli dancing was just enough to get me there. That was.
Breaking ball missing inside. And it's 1-2 to Beltre.
I saw that, Bobby.
Yeah, that was something.
It was something you should be very embarrassed about.
On the ground, and and diving as short as Bartlett with a great play to second for one, on to first, not in time. What a play by Jason Bartlett, laying it out to get there first of all, and then getting the throw off to be able to get Ortiz at second base for the force out and the lead runner.
Yeah, that's a terrific play by Bartlett, diving to his right and then quickly getting that ball to second base. He's got some time because of Ortiz getting down that line, but gets that force play.
So 1 out, 1 on, and Jed Lowry coming up. Lowry has struck out. This one is sent foul hard. Remember the photographer's well and foul. Struck out, flied out, walked and scored. His walk came with the bases loaded in the 4th inning, so able to pick up an RBI. His 12th for the year. And bats with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Did you sing on that night, Don?
I did not sing. I watched. I was there to view.
You were kind of humming along, though, weren't you?
I was.
You couldn't help it. You were tapping your toes.
You couldn't help it. On the ground towards second base, could be 2. His second for 1, back to first. And that will end things here in the 6th inning. We're through 6 with the Red Sox on top 11-2.
Second annual Connecticut Exotic Rally, September 19th. Foxwoods Resort Casino and MGM Grand at Foxwoods turn the first level of the Great Cedar Garage into a supercar haven to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
11-2, Sox on top of the Rays as we head to the top half of the 7th inning. And after 6 strong innings from John Lester tonight and his 10 strikeout performance, a new pitcher on for the Red Sox, Robert Coelho, who is into the game and becomes the 50th different player the Red Sox have used this year. Portland and Pawtucket prior to coming here to Boston, combining for 32 outings, 7-6 record with a 3.86 earned run average, and Robert's hitting at 209 against him in the minor leagues. He was selected to the Major League roster yesterday, and this is his first Major League appearance. We will have a pinch hitter for Ben Zobrist. Dan Johnson will pinch hit. 158, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in. And there's ball 1 outside. For Coelho, 7 of his last 8 appearances with the Paw Sox came in relief. This one foul down the right field line into the boxes. 1-1. th different player for the Red Sox in 2010. Line into center field, a pinch hit single for Dan Johnson to start the 7th inning for the Rays.
Coelho throws a breaking ball this time, and Johnson pitch hitting for Zobrist takes it up the middle for the leadoff base hit here in the 7th inning. There's the curveball. As you see the rotation on the baseball, and it ends up in center field for the base hit.
Well, before Lester left, he had retired the last 10 Rays in a row. So that breaks up that string. A single to begin things for Johnson. Here's Kelly Shopik. He was 0 for 2, struck out twice against John Lester. It's a high fly ball to shallow left center field. Kalish from center makes the catch for the first out of the inning. There's another pinch hitter coming up here for B.J. Upton. It'll be Matt Joyce who will pinch hit. Joyce at .234, 8 homers and 33 runs batted in. As part of the Edwin Jackson deal coming from the Tigers. As B.J. Upton has the rest of the night off, he had a single, stolen base, scored a run. One of 2 runs scored by the Rays tonight. Ball one high. Joyce against right-handed pitching, hitting at .259. All of his 8 home runs coming off right-handed pitching. Fouls one off to the left and out of play. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 11th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. And as always, we thank Dunkin' Donuts for dropping off refreshments in the booth tonight. Broken bat foul down towards the tarp. And Joyce will need new lumber. While we have a moment, let's check out the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. Which Red Sox pitcher owns a team record for most games with 10 or more Ks? And the answer is Pedro Martinez. 19 games with 10 or more strikeouts. The 1999 season, which ranks 8th all time. That season, Pedro was 23-4 and set a record with 313 strikeouts, winning the second of his 3 Cy Young Awards. John Lester now has 6 games with 10 or more strikeouts since he had 10 tonight, including his last 3 starts. Has had 6 such games last year. 1-2 is hooked into right center field, falling fast in for a base hit for Joyce. So 2 pinch hit singles in this inning. Dan Johnson first, and now more recently Matt Joyce. Let's check in with your need to know with Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Jade McCarthy. KJ back here at Fenway Park. Red Sox in command of things, on top 11-2. 2 on here for the Rays as another pinch hitter as Willie Ibar pinch hits here for Jason Bartlett. So wholesale changes for the Rays as they come to bat here in the 7th inning. Ibar .233, 5 homers, 37 runs batted in. One of the Rays regulars will have the rest of the night off. This is into center field, and this will drop in for a base hit. 3rd straight pinch hit single for the Rays. And the bases are now loaded for Tampa Bay with 1 out in the 7th.
Looked like a changeup that time, and Ibar takes it into center field for the base hit. So Coelho having a little problem here in this inning with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Well, a pinch hitter again coming up, this time for Carl Crawford, Brad Hopp, 31-year-old who homered on Saturday night for the Rays. 9th home run of the year. These are his combined numbers. We saw him earlier this year when the Sox were in Colorado playing the Rockies. As Scott Atchison is up in the Red Sox pen again. He had been up very early in this contest tonight. Big swing and a miss for Hopp with a big cut. Signed to a minor league contract August the 27th, one day after he had been released by the Colorado Rockies. Added to the roster before midnight on August the 31st. And then made his Rays debut on September the 1st. As he fouls it off, and it's 0-2. It's important to be part of the postseason roster. He's a 7-year Major League veteran, spending his entire career in the Rockies system. He was on that Rockies team that, of course, made the amazing run at the end of 07. 21 out of the last 23 to get a one-game playoff against the San Diego Padres, and then eventually get into the World Series against the Red Sox. 0-2 missing, 1-2.
21 out of 23. That's going to run the Red Sox need right now.
Exactly. And along the way, they needed help from other people, too. That's how deep they were. Up in 818 career games. Appearing here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Fouled off, and it hangs at 1-2. Well, Atchison is no longer warming alone. He's been joined by Dustin Richardson, the left-hander. Outside, 2-2. The pinch hitters come out on deck. Reed Brignac would bat for Evan Longoria. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-2 pitch to Hopp. Up and away, full count. An all-star last year for the Rockies at Busch Stadium. Waiting on a 3-2 pitch. Did he go? No. So third base umpire Phil Culbreth, and will bring in a run. The 3rd run of the night for Tampa Bay. Bases loaded, walk for Brad Hopp. Brignac coming up here in lieu of Evan Longoria. This is actually Desmond Jennings. He's going to pinch hit for Longoria. Brignac had been called back, and he's back on deck again. He would bat for Pena.
Yeah, they switched places, didn't they?
Very quickly. Turn throw from Martinez gets away, but no advance for the base runners. As Coelho runs it down and behind the mound. Desmond Jennings, 23-year-old, called up on September the 1st in his debut that night against Toronto. Started in right field as Coelho falls behind 2-0. John Farrell headed to the mound. Introducing Arbor Coat Exterior Stain by Benjamin Moore, revolutionary waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer.
I used to think that the oil-based stain did the job, but that's not the case. I mean, it does okay, but it doesn't do what the water-based stain does.
I was thinking about it last night driving home about you doing that to staining your own deck.
Yeah.
And that must have been fun to watch. How long did it take you? Was it a long process?
Oh, no, I didn't do it.
Oh, I thought you did it.
No.
Oh.
The person that did it, I've downsized. So the person that does, the stuff around the neighborhood, I got that particular stain for them.
But you had somebody handle it. You weren't out there in your work boots and overalls.
No, those days are long gone.
There's ball 3 outside, 3-0.
I'm not very handy around the house. Never have been.
Numbers for Desmond Jennings with the Durham Bulls. 37 thefts, so another Ray that can run joining the team. Ball 4, and Galea walks in another run. 4th Rays run of the night.
This is not going well.
No. And there's plenty of time left in this game.
I don't think Brignac's going to hit again. He's going back to the dugout. Carlos Peña's going to hit.
If he pops one.
Right, you're talking about a new ball game.
Exactly. Here comes Terry Francona. As the Rays made this an 11-4 game. Pitching change from Fenway. For this Sunday, September the 12th, in the Boston Globe and at boston.com/bighelp. The Red Sox making the pitching change with Boston on top 11-4 now. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Dustin Richardson is the new pitcher. Left-hander into the game for Robert Cuello. Leaves after a third of an inning. Richardson is into his 22nd game of the year. Well, it's sitting at .318 against him, and they do indeed stick with Carlos Peña here with a bases loaded situation. And 1 out. And Peña takes ball 1.
Yeah, they're looking for the one thing right now, the big blast for Peña to get back in this ball game.
He has 8 home runs against left-handed pitching this season. However, his batting average of .188 against lefties. Ibar at third, Hop at second, and Jennings at first. Ball has come out onto the field, a very big one, a beach ball.
When you're swinging good, that's how big the baseball looks. When you're not, it looks like a golf ball. All right, just get rid of it. That's it.
You can't.
Oh, my God. Tim Wolf
with the beach ball that won't go away. The seventh member for the Rays to bat here in the seventh inning, waiting on a 1-0. It's up high, ball 2-0. Red Sox had an 11-2 lead coming into this inning. And he is 4 for 12 in this category this year with a grand slam. 7 career grand slams. High strike, and it's 2-1. Cheer from the Fenway faithful as Richardson gets the strike in there. Vallejo had back-to-back walks the last 2 batters he faced, and responsible for the 3 Rays on, already touched for 2 runs in a third of an inning. Outside, 3-1. Anderson still warming, but joined by Hideki Okajima now in the Red Sox pen. John Lester tonight going the first 6 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 10 batters, and left after 94 pitches and 6 innings. With a game in hand at the time, 11-2. He 1-2 Pena. Ball 4, and walks in another run. From third comes Ibar. 5th run for the Rays. Pena walking for the 3rd time tonight. And this one produces an RBI as Terry Francona makes his way out again. He'll make a change again. 11-5 now, Red Sox on top. Glimpse of their big homes and even bigger hearts on the all-new After the Game, presented by Ace Ticket. Learn more now at Besson.com/afterthegame.
I think they should do one of those on your estate down in Rhode Island. Get the inside look at the Orsillo Palace.
I think they'll pass as we head to to the new pitcher. 34th appearance for Scott Atchison, who's 2-2 with a 4.04 earned run average. Reed Brignac finally will pitch hit, and he swings to the first pitch. Yes, back to play it and over to play it is Lars Anderson calling out Martinez. Victor is there. Lars makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And here comes Rocco Baldelli, who will not be pinch hit for, which everybody else has been in this inning. Baldelli 0 for 3. He's lined out to short, struck out, and grounded out. Runners at second and third, the responsibility of Robert Coelho. Runner at first is the responsibility of Richardson as Coelho looks on. And 1-0 misses, and it's 2-0. Baldelli, as we mentioned, did have a pinch hit home run yesterday at Baltimore in his first at bat since rejoining the Rays on September the 1st. Baldelli hits one in the air to left field, playable for Nava, who makes the catch and ends the inning. Tampa Bay scores 3 times. 7th inning stretch, 11-5 Red Sox. Visit FW Webb Showrooms, Frank Webb's Bath Centers for friendly, experienced guidance. Find your showroom at frankwebb.com. 11-5 now. Red Sox on top of the Rays. They had several pinch hitters in the top of the 7th inning, leading to the 3 runs. So all kinds of defensive changes as Matt Joyce in left, Desmond Jennings in center, Brad Hoppe in right. It is Dan Johnson at third now. Reed Brignac at short. Lee Ibar at second. Carlos Pena stays in the game at first, and Kelly Shopik remains in the game doing the catching for the new pitcher, Grant Balfour, who comes on to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning. Balfour's 46th appearance. He is 1-1 with a 2.03 earned run average. Has 46 strikeouts in 44 1/3 innings. He's been a strikeout pitcher. Only sitting at 219 against Balfour. He did spend time on the DL. Was reinstated on September the 1st. Missed 32 games. Pitch outside for ball 1 to Ryan Kalish. So he got 2 hits tonight, a single and a grand slam. Kalish, Anderson, Navarro, scheduled to bat here in the 7th inning. Action behind Balfour is Lance Cormier, right-hander. After 4 1/3 innings from Andy Sonnenstein in relief of Jeff Neiman tonight. Neiman only lasted an inning and 2/3, gave up 6 runs, but Sonnenstein came in at 4 1/3 and was able to eat some innings up for Joe Madden. And he gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, including the grand slam to Ryan Kalish. Ball 3, 3-1. Swing and miss, full count. Talking about Balfour being a strikeout pitcher. Since joining the Rays, in 192 innings, he's had 224 strikeouts. And in his Rays career, averaging 10.46 strikeouts per 9 innings. This one fouled off to the left. He'll do it again, 3-2. Last 3 years, he has held opponents to a .201 batting average, which is 4th best among American League relievers, with a minimum of 150 appearances. Ball 4 to Kalish, just missed, and Kalish with a leadoff walk to begin things in the 7th.
After the game, it's W.B. Mason Extra Innings Live with TC and Peter Gammons. They'll break down John Lester's 28th outing of the year and bring you post-game reaction from Lester and Terry Francona. That and much more after the game on W.B. Mason Extra Innings Live.
Lars Anderson, 0 for 3 in his Major League debut, has struck out, grounded out, and struck out again. The runner goes, the pitch is a strike, and the throw is not in time. Second stolen base of the night for Ryan Kalish.
No contest here. The throw from Kelly Shopik, not in time. The pop-up slide by Kalish. Now has a total of 3 stolen bases on the season.
Lars Anderson down to the count 0-1. Born in Oakland, California, resides in Fair Oaks, California. He'll turn 23 at the end of the month as he grounds one foul outside of first. Seen him in spring training each of the last 2 years. Last year spending the entire year at AA Portland, playing in 119 games and hitting at .233, 9 homers, 51 runs batted in. He started the AA for Portland this year, played only 17 games before being elevated to the Paw Sox. '18th round selection by the Red Sox in 06 as he fouls one off to the left. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Eastern Bank, awarded highest customer satisfaction in retail banking in the New England region by J.D. Power and Associates. Ryan Kalish at second base. Nobody out here in the last half of the 7th inning. Lars Anderson 0 for 3. A broken back grounder, right side. It is Ibar, throws to first for the out. As Pena covers the bag for the first out, and on to third goes Kalish with 1 out in the 7th. I want to remind you to join Jade McCarthy and Yuri Behringer tonight at 11 for NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial, a show for smarter sports fans. Kalish at third base, 1 out. And Michael Navarro 0 for 3. He struck out twice and popped out.
Infield pulled in for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Slices it foul off to the right. Rays losing the series to the Orioles over the weekend. Come in here. Red Sox an 11-2 lead at one point in this game. Navarro ducking back, but he takes strike two, 0-2. Navarro from San Pedro de Macorís, the Dominican Republic. Signed as an international free agent in September of 05. It's his 5th professional season. And we saw him in spring training on occasion. Amazing how many of those guys we saw in spring training that generally you don't see again during the year, and how many of them we have seen during the course of the year due to all the injuries the Red Sox have had. And it's a fly ball to deep center field. Back goes Jennings to make the catch as tagging is Ryan Kalish at third base. He'll bring in the 12th Red Sox run of the night. Second career RBI for Yamaiko Navarro. And both have come against the Tampa Bay Rays. 12-5 Boston.
That was like a one-run game there, wasn't it? You get the Kalish to walk. He steals the base. He's moved over by Anderson. And then the sacrifice fly by Navarro.
So 2 down, bases empty now. They're going to run off Grant Balfour here in the 7th inning. Daniel Nava, the batter. Nava has struck out, walked and scored, singled and scored, and last time up, grounded out to second base. Reminder that Mark Herzlich will be in studio tonight for Ness and Daly, joining Jade McCarthy and Yuri Behringer. And his return to the Boston College Eagles. Two outs here in the 7th. The bases are empty, and all of a sudden Balfour has fallen behind Nava 3-0. There's ball 4, and down to first base goes Nava. Second walk of the inning allowed by Balfour. About all the strikeouts that he's had in the past, but walking to and walking to the mound is Joe Madden. He'll make the change with the Red Sox now on top 12-5. With his outing, he ends up giving up a run in the 7th inning and walking 2. Nava's at first base with 2 down in the inning. And J.D. Drew is the batter facing the new pitcher, Lance Cormier. Cormier's 51st appearance of the year, 4-3 with a 4.50 earned run average. 3 opponent batting average against Cormier. 4th pitcher used by Joe Madden tonight. And there's strike 2, 0-2. Drew grounds one right side with the shift on. Pinch running is Patterson, and he is forced out at second base. We're in the 7th. It's 12-5. Red Sox on top of the Rays.
By Foxwoods.
12-5. Red Sox on top of the Rays as this one is sharply lined into center field by Dan Johnson. The pinch hit in the 7th, gets his second at bat and has singles in both at bats. Leadoff base hit here against Atchison to begin things in the 8th. Corey Patterson stays in the game for Nava in left field after a pinch run for him. I call him Corey again.
It's okay. It's Eric.
Patterson is in left field.
Corey's very close to him.
His brother is in New York today, beating the Yankees 4-3. One 0 is a swing and a miss for Kelly Shopik, and it's 1-1. And Corey Patterson was part of the victory today for the Oilers, 1 for 4 in that game with a run scored.
That's why you were thinking about Corey Patterson.
I had Corey Patterson on my mind. Except it's like the 26th time that I made the error that would pass. And he scored the winning run also today.
So how can you help yourself?
I mean, thinking about Corey Patterson. Eric Patterson is in the game and in left. Eric Patterson. Kelly Shopik is at the plate. Lead runner on. 2-1. Here's chop foul into the Rays dugout. Rattles around in there. 10th pitch for Atchison since coming in, and it's a swing and a miss. Strikes out Shopik. He's down by way of the K for the third time tonight. First strikeout for Atchison.
Cut fastball here from Atchison to pick up the strikeout. Shopik 0 for 4 tonight. Don mentioned 3 strikeouts.
One down here in the 8th. And Johnson at first base. Matt Joyce pinch hit in the 7th, single. Pitch up top from Atchison for ball 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Atchison, the 4th pitcher used tonight by Terry Francona. John Lester went the first 6 tonight. 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. And if everything goes well here, he'll pick up his 16th win of the year. And if the bullpen can finish this off, Lester came in at 15-8 in tonight's outing. Robert Coelho ran into some trouble. 3rd of an inning, gave up 3 runs in his debut. See all the K's up there tonight. Combined 11 for Red Sox pitching. Swing and a miss, 2-2 to Matt Joyce. Outside, ball 3, full count. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Red Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to the Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. 3-2 pitch. On the ground down the first baseline, foul. Lars Anderson diving into foul ground, but a foul ball and out of his reach.
Well, the crowd thinning out here at Fenway Park here late in the ball game. Bit of a lopsided score. Back to work tomorrow for many folks.
Hook foul down the right field line. And down there, Canvas Alley.
After the game tonight, it's Granite City Electric Red Sox final with TC and Peter Gammons. They'll preview the pitching matchup between Daisuke Matsuzaka and David Price tomorrow. Catch it after the game only on award-winning Granite City Electric Sox Red Sox final.
To second base, Lowry to second for 1, on the first for 2. Double play that ends the top half of the 8th with 7.5. It's 12-5 Boston. David Ortiz and the Red Sox got off to a good start in the first inning. David hits a 2-run home run, his 28th home run of the year. Part of a 3-run first as Beltre would hit a home run, and they go back-to-back in the first. And then Ryan Kalish with his second grand slam of the year in the fourth inning opened up the game. Red Sox led it 11-2 at that point. It is 12-5. And you see the numbers for Lester: 6 innings, 2 runs, 10 strikeouts. As the Sox come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's Victor Martinez leading it off against Lance Cormier. Came in to get the final out of the 7th inning. After Belfort gone 2/3 and didn't give up any hits. He did give up a run and 2 walks. Victor Martinez, David Ortiz, Adrian Beltre expected here in the 8th. Fly ball headed out towards deep left center field as Jennings is back there just shy of the track for the first out in the bottom of the 8th. Overstock.com presents the ultimate Red Sox experience, which includes turning the scoreboard during the Red Sox-Yankees game on October the 2nd. Go to Overstock.com for details. 1 out in the 8th. And David Ortiz coming up. Home run we just showed you from the first inning. Also had an RBI double in the second. Since then, a foul out and a walk. Hideki Okajima warming in the pen. And we'll see him for the 9th inning. Inside 2-0. Hutchinson doing another good job tonight, coming in and getting it done, as he has been asked to so many times this year.
You'd have to put him in the category, Don, of unsung hero, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
He's done a great job for the Red Sox.
Based on what you were expecting from him, coming from spring training, making the team, and that was a great story out of spring. But being used so much this year. Ball 4, and Ortiz walks on 4 pitches with 1 out in the 8th. There's the 10th walk given up by Rays pitching in the game, 2 intentional. Reminder to stay with us after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Complete post-game coverage coming up. Tom Carrot, Peter Gammons. 1 out, 1 on here in the 8th inning. Beltre takes ball 1.
Award-winning Extra Innings Live.
Rays infielded double play depth with 1 out. And a 1-0 is lined to left and caught. Now as Joyce moves over to make the catch and fires it back in. Hot shot, but Joyce over there quickly, and there's 2 down in the 8th.
Well, that was an absolute rocket from Adrian Beltre, line drive, but a couple of steps to his left, and Joyce is able to make the catch on the line drive. Adrian's been intentionally walked twice in this game by Joe Madden.
Jed Lowry is 0 for 3 with a walk, and he got an RBI in that walk. In with the bases loaded. I don't know where the baseball is there. Initially is shopping. No advance for Ortiz at first base. Couldn't find it. Red Sox are just 5-10 against Tampa Bay this season coming into tonight's game. Look back over the course of the season, not necessarily the head-to-head matchups. The biggest problem for the Red Sox, take a look at the Red Sox record against teams that they really should have beaten this year, teams that below 500 or in the bottom of divisions, and that's where they really ran into problems. Not taking advantage of that as much as perhaps they could have and have in years past. This is lifted in the air down the left field line. Over is Joyce to make the catch, almost overran it. Reaches back, makes the grab, ends the inning. We head for the 9th, 12-5 Red Sox. Your New England Toyota dealers. Coors Light. Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network. Sullivan Tire. Toshiba. And by Southwest Airlines. Into the game is Josh Reddick, who was just called up. He is in right field for the Red Sox. And a new catcher for Boston as Kevin Cash into the game to catch the new pitcher, Hideki Okajima, 45th appearance of the year. As Willie Ibar leads it off, and a big swing and miss. Okajima, the 5th pitcher of the night for Boston. Scott Atchison, a nice job hitting in 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And a double play ball grounded into by Matt Joyce to end the 8th. Ibar pinch hit in the 7th and single. He was part of a 5 pinch hit inning for Joe Madden that produced 3 runs for the Rays in the top of the 7th. Up high, 1-2. Tomorrow night it'll be Daisuke Matsuzaka, 9-4 against David Price, 16-6, a 2.92 earned run average. So it's fouled straight back, 1-2. We'll play Buckholz scheduled against Matt Garza in the final game of the series. Squib foul, 1-2. Time out for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. As mentioned, Price against Daisuke. Price will be making his 3rd start of the season against Boston, 1-1, but has 18 strikeouts against the Red Sox with 14 2/3, and Matsuzaka 4-1 over his last 9 starts, and is 4-2 here at Fenway Park this season. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ibar. Backs him up, 2-2. Strike 3 call. Only Ibar strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning.
Okajima going to the curveball to pick up the strikeout against Ibar. Curveball that just picks up the inside corner barely.
One down for Brad Hopp, who walked in the 7th inning when he pinch hit. And took over defensively in right field for the Rays. That's with 1 out, base is empty, and takes ball 1. Okajima working yesterday, pitching the 8th inning, retired 1 of 2 batters he faced. Missing up and in, 2-0. Left-handed batters against Okajima hitting at .329 this season. On the ground right side, Anderson gloves and leads Okajima to the bag. 2 down.
I think Francona said about Lars Anderson that his defense has improved quite a bit this season, working between AA and AAA. Makes a pretty good play there. Leads Okajima nicely to the first base bag.
2 down in the 9th. It was Desmond Jennings who came in to pinch hit in the 7th. He walked with the bases loaded and picked up an RBI. On the ground foul down beyond the Tampa dugout. Don't forget after the game to stay with us for Granite City Electric Red Sox final. It's coming up from our NESN HD television center. Tom Caron and Peter Gammons wrapping up tonight's game. The 0-1 pitch. Jennings fouls it off, and the Rays are down to their last strike. No 2 pitch from Hideki Okajima. Inside and almost hit him. 1-2. Carlos Pena on deck, 2 down, 9th inning, the 1-2 pitch. On the ground. Yamaiko Navarro's throw to first is in time, and the Red Sox take game 1 of the series. Well, the Red Sox tonight bringing the bats with them as they get to Neiman early, and the Red Sox with 12 runs and a pretty good offensive attack tonight.
Yeah, that's a good sign tonight, Don. You know, it's been very quiet offensively over the weekend against Chicago, but they did bring the bats tonight. Beltre, Ortiz, Kalish with the grand slam. So score some runs, have an easy victory for a change. Nice.
And for John Lester, he gets a 10 strikeout night and is able to pick up his 16th win. Red Sox win it 12-5. We're back with more from Fenway after this.